Good morning, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting of the House Local Government Committee to order. To begin with, let us all rise for the pledge, and I'd ask Chairman Brett Miller to lead us in the pledge.
Please join in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Chairman Miller. Next order of business is to take the roll, and I'll ask Christina to please take the roll of the members.
Sure. Chairman Freeman.
Here.
Representatives Borowski. Here. Donahue. Here. Fleming.
Vote by designation.
Haddock.
Jim?
Hambidge.
Vote by designation.
Kazim.
Vote by designation.
Madsen.
Vote by designation.
Monroe.
Vote by designation.
Probst. Here. Prokopiak. Here. Salisbury.
Vote by designation.
Sappy. Here. Smith-Waddell.
Vote by designation.
Chairman Miller.
Here.
Representatives Banta. Here. Fink. Here. Flick. Here. Jones.
Here.
Kozak. Here. Kuzma.
Vote by designation.
Reichard. Here. Rincabbage. Here. Wattrow.
Vote by designation.
Weakneck.
Here.
Wentling. Here. We have a quorum.
Quorum being present, we can continue with our business. The first order of business after taking the roll is to announce that we will be operating under the standard committee operating rules of our House rules, which state that pursuant to House Rule 44, the committee shall operate pursuant to the standard committee operating rules. The standard committee operating rules are found in Rules 1C through 4C, and they govern everything from calling of meetings to how amendments are offered and timely filing of amendments, leave, and also there was one other thing I wanted to touch on. Oh, yeah, the suspension of rules, how to proceed with all of those, but you'll find them in your House rule book. Are there any questions on that?
They're in the packet.
They are in your packet as well. Okay. With that, let's move on to comments and introductions. First, I want to welcome all the members to the committee. Some of you have served in the past, and we're glad to have you back, and there's some new members that we're very glad to have as well. I'm a little biased, but I think it's probably the best committee in the House, and I think you'll find that's the case. We have always been a committee that has tried to operate in a very bipartisan manner, to be considerate of all of our colleagues and their proposals. And I think it's fair to say that we're a very policy-driven committee, and that's where our focus has always tended to be. I am very pleased to have as my co-chair, or Republican chair, Brett Miller, who I have always respected as a good member. He's dedicated, very genuine in his sentiments, and has been very hardworking in terms of trying to promote legislation he believes in. So we welcome him as our Republican chair. With that, I would like to introduce my staff and then call upon Chairman Miller to introduce his staff as well. In terms of my staff, our Executive Director is John Castelli, to my left. Ryan Carpenter, our Research Analyst. Christina Conselman, my Legislative Assistant. We also have auxiliary staff members, Lam Trong, who's Legal Counsel for the Democratic Caucus and guides our committee in terms of proper legal procedure. And Dante Giacobelli, who's a research analyst with the Democratic Office of Policy and Research and is assigned to our committee. Chairman Miller, did you want to introduce your staff?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And to begin, I would just like to echo the comments of good Chairman Mr. Freeman. This is, I think, the best committee in the House. And I will say to you that it's been an honor to work with you through the years, and I look forward to this again. And I will say to you that our teammates here will bring dedication and honor and vigor to this committee as well. So we look forward to working on good legislation for the people of Pennsylvania. As far as our staff members, I have our Executive Director here, Joshua Walker, and in the audience here, Jeff Boulay, one of the research analysts, and the Secretary of the Local Government Committee, Michelle Moore, over here. Thank you very much.
Thank you for those introductions and your comments. Much appreciated. Just to give the members an idea, too, of how effective we've been and how active we've been as a committee. Last session, there were 131 bills that were referred to our committee, one joint resolution, 4 simple resolutions, for a total of 136 pieces of legislation. And of those, 67 were reported out from this committee, 50 House bills, 4 House resolutions, and 13 Senate bills. Of the House bills reported, 39 were Democratic prime-sponsored and 11 were Republican prime-sponsored. So I think it shows we've tried to take a very bipartisan approach to moving legislation. And I've always told my staff from the beginning, I don't care if the bill's a Democratic bill or a Republican bill. If it's a good idea, we should hear it and we should report it. So a total number of bills that were signed into law were 8 House bills and 10 Senate bills. A total of 10 Democratic bills and 8 Republican bills were signed into law. So it's a very active committee, and we take up a lot of topics with the help of the local government commission's work as well. So we appreciate what they do. That being said, I'd like to turn to all the members to have them please just briefly introduce themselves, give their name, the county they're from, and any local government experience they may have had in their past, or how long they've served on the local government committee as well. So why don't we start down at this end? Thank you for your comments. Oh, that's right.
Thank you. I'm Roman Kozak, 14th legislative. I served on
Thank you.
Hi, Representative Jake Mann, 4th Legislative District, Erie County. Proud to be here. This committee is important to me.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Park Wetling. I represent parts of Mercer County, and I believe this is my 10th year on the committee, so thank you very much.
Wendy Fink, my district is District 94. I'm from Southern York County. I was on local government last term. I'm excited to be back because I'm a small government kind of girl, so happy to do push legislation that is good for our townships, our boroughs, because local government is very important.
Thank you.
Chad Reichert, Southern Franklin County. I was a township supervisor for 5 years, and then I became our township's planning and zoning officer, so I'm recovering from that. But looking forward to serving on the committee. Thank you.
Eric Wheatneck, 5th Legislative District. Prior to this, I was working for the Sheriff's Office for 40 years, the last 17 as Sheriff, so I did a lot of work with local government, so I'm really looking forward to this.
Tom Jones, 98th District, parts of Lancaster and Lebanon County. I served as a township supervisor in my local municipality, and I also served on the Lancaster County Planning Commission as well. So very familiar with and appreciative of local government. I would take the opportunity to echo the remarks of Chairman Freeman and Chairman Miller. They shared kind remarks about each other, but I can tell you that that's not hyperbole or exaggeration. I've had the honor now to serve for 2 years and sit on the House floor beside Chairman Miller. He's been a mentor to me, and his remarks about Chairman Freeman are that Chairman Freeman is a true statesman. So really looking forward to serving on this committee now with Chairman Miller and Chairman Freeman sitting together and running this committee in such a way. So thank you, guys.
Thank you for your comments very much. Oh, or just members, I guess, yeah.
As was mentioned previously, my name is Brett Miller, and I'm privileged now to be the chairman, minority chairman of the Local Government Committee. In my past history, I was township supervisor in East Hempfield Township in Lancaster County, and privileged to serve 9 years in that role, having been elected 3 times. And as was said previously about the government closest to the people is the best. And what we do here is critically important as it touches all 13 million of the people of Pennsylvania. So we're going to have a good time and work together on good policy. Thank you.
Thank you. Chairman Freeman first became the Democratic chairman of the committee back in 2006 and have served as that ever since. In terms of past experience, although I never served in local government as an elected official, I did serve as chairman and member of the Easton Home Rule Charter Study Commission in 2006 and 2007, and we fashioned that document, which is still governing local government in Easton. It's a good document, too. I think it's a template for how other communities can adopt home rule charters. I also served in the 91-92 session as chairman of the House Select Committee on Land Use and Growth Management, and our recommendations served as a basis for revisions to the municipalities planning code in 2000, which became Acts 67 and 68. So some background when it comes to planning and also local government structure. But again, I look forward to working with all of you. And again, I look forward to having Brett Miller as my Republican chair to move forward in a very bipartisan and positive way.
You're not going to say anything? Lisa Borowski, I serve the 168th State Legislative District in Delaware County. I am in my second year, second term as a state representative, and my second term on the Local Government Committee. I served for 4 years as a member of the Radnor Township School Board and 5 amazing years as a Radnor Township Commissioner. So local government, definitely a passion of mine.
Good.
Thank you.
I forgot to mention my district is the 136 Northampton County. So
Alec Rinkavich from the 119th District in Luzerne County. I'm a returning member to this committee, and prior to becoming a state representative, I served on Plymouth Borough Council, where I led our Main Street revitalization and our Main Street program. Good morning, everybody. Jim Propiak, 140 in Lower Bucks County. And previously, I did 8 years as a township.
Good morning, Kyle Donahue, Lackawanna County, 113th District. Prior to getting elected to state representative, I served for 5 years on Scranton City Council. My last year on City Council, we did a complete rework of our zoning code, which was an interesting process. But happy to be on the committee for my second term now. Thank you.
good to have you.
Good morning, James Haddock, State Representative of the 118th District, serving parts of Luzerne and Lackawanna County. I served my local zoning board, and I also was mayor of Avoca for 8 years. So I'm excited. And I just learned something new today by the 2 chairmen. This being the best committee, and I serve on 6 committees, and all my chairmen said the same thing. So I'm on the 6th. I am on 6 of the best committees in the state of Pennsylvania, including this one. Thank you, gentlemen.
But we mean it here.
Yes, yeah. We have affidavits to prove it. So.
Thanks, Jim. Jamie Flick from the 83rd District, Lycoming County and Union County, lots of boroughs. I found out from Rep. Miller yesterday how many boroughs I have and how many townships I have, and I also have the city of Williamsport. I am by far the least qualified person to sit on this committee after hearing everybody talk. So my background is in farming, which will come into play with some of the zoning, and in IT. So thanks for having me.
Thank you. Chris, I'm sorry. We didn't.
Sorry. Christina Sappy from Chester County, which is southeastern Pennsylvania, primarily the Kennett Square area. You may have heard of Longwood Gardens. That's in my district, and I hope you'll come visit. This is my 4th term and my 4th term on Local Government Committee, and they're not lying when they say this is the best committee. It is very policy-driven, and I think it's really critical to solving so many of our Commonwealth's issues. We are, obviously a Commonwealth with 67 counties, over 2,500 municipalities, 500 school districts, and our challenges are all so different. In the Southeast, we're experiencing tremendous growth in infrastructure issues and flooding, and the issues in rural Pennsylvania are very different. I also have suburban and rural areas and an agricultural district as well. So I think the local government committee is critical to addressing the diversity of our Commonwealth, but also, thinking about what's best for municipalities, giving them the options they need to govern their unique circumstances. So I'm pleased to work with all of the returning members and welcome Chairman Brett Miller, has been a fantastic member, and I know you'll be a great co-chair. So thank you all. And to the new members, I look forward to working with you.
Thank you, Chris. I forgot to mention, too, that I was the prime sponsor of the Elm Street program. And I mention that only because it emanated out of the local government committee when Lynn Herman was the Republican majority chairman back in 2007, 2008. And I think it shows the bipartisan nature of the committee, that here was a Democratic idea, a Republican chairman liked it, got behind it, and we got it through a Republican Senate, and Governor Rendell signed it in Easton back in 2007. So that's the kind of work we can do as a committee, and I think it's something we all will enjoy looking forward to. I did want to recognize, too, our members from the Local Government Commission. David, do you want to give us an introduction of yourself and your staff?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Dave Green. I'm the Executive Director of the Local Government Commission. Many of you here I've worked with before. I should be a familiar face. I am here with our Senior Research Analyst, Julia Fry, and our Research Analyst, Rex Berman. And as you're aware, we're a bipartisan, bicameral legislative service agency, 5 senators, 5 House members, 3 from the majority, 2 from the minority, that act in unison to introduce a lot of the legislation that has been presented to this committee and has moved through this committee. We have another major consolidation that will be coming through this committee, as well as our typical legislative package. And of course, you can contact us anytime. We work closely with committee staff. We've worked closely with Chairman Miller and Chairman Freeman. So if you have any questions, please let us know, and we are here as part of your staff. Thank you.
Thank you, David. I should note that of the total bills enacted last session, 8 of them were commission bills. And that was, I think, the biggest number the commission had going through the process. So we were very pleased to do that. And we will see a lot of local government commission legislation, which, again, as David mentioned, is bipartisan, bicameral, and we vet it in such a way that there's a general consensus before the bills come to us for consideration. So it's a big help to the work of the committee in that sense. Just a couple of quick announcements, too, and then our business is pretty much concluded for today's meeting. Our next meeting will be Wednesday, February 5th at 10 a.m. That'll be here in room 205 Ryan, and we will take up some legislation to be considered for the floor. And then we are in the process of having a meeting organized with the Department of Community and Economic Development, a joint hearing with the Housing and Community Development Committee, tentatively scheduled for April 22nd. To talk about the housing issues. Representative Probst. Oh, you will? Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to write it down, so, okay. With that, is there any other business to be brought before the committee?
Chairman, Representative Kazim's online. She has a question.
She can introduce herself.
Oh, Representative Kazim, did you want to introduce yourself and any background you have in local government and experiences? You might be muted.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just introducing myself on the chat. I was saying I'm Representative Carol Kazim, 159th District, located in Delaware County. I recently just served on a local government committee this last session, so I am grateful to be back on this committee, honored to serve with the rest of my colleagues on both sides of the aisle, and just had a lot of experience with economic development, especially around in the city of Chester, and in other municipalities that I currently serve as a state representative. So looking forward to this session here and making sure that the rest of the Commonwealth is growing productively as well. Thank you so much, Chairman, and congratulations, Chairman Miller, on your new position as the minority chairman.
Thank you for your comments. Are there any questions or comments that members wish to make before we adjourn? If not, the committee stands adjourned.